Hey guys, welcome back to another video for episode 9. This will be on the channel for the Dutch GP after a really strong Belgium GP. If you haven't went and checked that video out, I will leave it in the description of this video after a well needed point haul in Belgium. Spoilers ahead, we did end up coming 8th in that race. We had our first red flag, which was incredible. We did get a really good second grid start after the red flag. We did go on to have a really good race. We did play cat and mouse with Lando Norris and the two Alpines for a lot of that race. There was crazy transfers in the last episode, 2 races ago, for the Hungarian GP, which sadly lost encoding for once again. So now, instead of recording multiple videos at a time and then going editing, what I'm just going to do is I'm going to record one by one and do the editing and get it ready to go. But apart from that, the Dutch GP, home of World Championship leader Max Verstappen, in this My Team career mode, we do get the season break now as we do get our Halo upgrades, which is good going in to the Dutch GP here. For this will be round, if I'm not mistaken, 14. I am pretty sure. Anyways, it is round 14 of this calendar year. But yeah, just going to try and do as many upgrades as we can, looking at the powertrain upgrades that we could bring. Not bringing any powertrain upgrades just yet. What I'm going to do is, yes, we are scoring points, and yes, we are climbing up the field just a wee bit. But what I really want to do is try and save as much R&D as I can until the end of the season and pump out the upgrades for Season 2 of this My Team career mode. It might not work, and it might work, but we'll just have to wait and see, as the Dutch GP is probably one of my more favourable races of the calendar, as we did do personally my favourite race last race in Belgium. But now going to the rival duel just to try and get some extra cash in to the team for the first rival duel. We did go on 2-1, as you can see there, the first round of the rival duel, along with the second round, as you can see now, and that is bronze achieved. Hopefully we can go on to get gold, and we did go on to get gold as we crossed the line to win the third in a row, and that is 100,000 and 1,000 team acclaim after that rival duel event. But now to the Dutch GP, but before we do that, looking if we can invest in anything else. I have noticed we haven't done much facility upgrades, so I will have to try and get more of that powertrain. We did upgrade quite a lot at the start of the season, because we had a wee bit of spare cash at the start of the season after signing our teammate. But now for the main event, as we go to the weekend of the Dutch GP here for the first time in our My Team career mode. Looking at practice here, it was an okay practice, looking at it in post race and while doing the voiceover for this video, as I do all the voiceovers after the actual race. But trying to go for this one twice, and it failed on me twice, so we aren't going to go for that one again, because it will probably fail on me once again. But now practice 1 was pretty good. Practice 2 hopefully could be a wee bit better. It is absolutely better, as we are going to just try and go for as much discounts as we can, and try and get everything as cheap as we can, so we can fly with upgrades going in to Season 2. But looking at some of the upgrades that we could bring. Sorry, not upgrades, practice programs that we could run in the final practice session. It is a pretty okay practice session. Nothing too major. Looking at anything else, we can't do anything else at the end of practice 3, and that will be okay practice 3. As we now go looking at the resource points and the claim at the end of practice, that is okay. But now as we go to qualifying for the Dutch GP. Well, out for my first run here in the Netherlands. This is my first time actually driving the Netherlands on this brand new game. But as we come round the right-hander, just trying to keep as nice of a line as we can, coming round the right-hander now, and just trying to get an okay banker lap in, because it is set to rain later on in qualifying and we don't want to get caught out by that, so going out a lot earlier in qualifying than I usually do. But now crossing the line, where we're going to put our car, we're going to go up into 6th, which in actuality is probably near the back of the grid, because not everybody's been on their push lap. But now I am going for my push lap, and hopefully I can improve this lap and go on to put in a decent lap as we come round the left-hander and now round the right-hander. Can we maybe improve? Yes, we do by about 4/10. We improve by as we come round the final turn now, but because ERS is so low, it's going to go from 4/10 all the way down, seemingly enough 2/10. We do go up into 4th, which is a good lap. We are going to let the Williams by of Awasa, as this is his second weekend. We do just make it up into Q2 as the Mercedes does look rapid around the Netherlands here. Fernando Alonso is a big name to go out in qualifying 1. Our teammate gets up into Q2 for the first time as well with us, which is absolutely incredible. But George Russell looks really fast in that Mercedes, but hopefully we can go on to get a good lap here. But it is going to be intermediate conditions here in Zandvoort for the Q2 here. But now coming round the first turn now, trying to get an okay exit on the exit. Getting an okay exit on the exit, which is not being able to talk. To come round carousel now, we do go a little wider than I would like to keep it just a wee bit tighter and get a better exit. But now coming round the sand dune section, as I call it, round the downhill right-hander now, purple sector 1. We come round the first turn now. Where can we put our car on the grid? In Q2 we put our car in 7th position in the Q2, and we aren't going to go for another flying lap as it has dried up, and I think it is now going to be soft tyre conditions here in Zandvoort, and which is good news for me, as I am more of and better in the dry conditions. But now coming round the right-hander, you can just see how much quicker the slicks are compared to the wet. We're about 9/10 up on our time, and you can just again see the amount of difference there is between the intermediate and soft compound tyres. But that is Sergio Perez in 12th, and that doesn't look that strong from Sergio Perez. Fastest sector 1 here in Zandvoort, which is absolutely incredible. In what would be a backmarker team, we go up into 3rd position, 2/10 off of Max Verstappen's time, and that is incredible. And I am that confident that we're going to make it through. I was that confident that we are going to make it through, but we didn't. Charles Leclerc takes that top step in Q2. We go out in Q2 along with our teammate, and we go out by about 7/10 at the end of the day.
Coast and to the Zandvoort circuit. We're 25 miles away from Amsterdam for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. Zandvoort circuit then, 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6-mile lap. And watch out for cars making use of the DRS zone into turn 1 to attempt an overtake. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. What a qualifying yesterday for George Russell. He'll start today's race from pole position. And Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Gasly, Ocon, Magnussen, Joe, Tsunoda, Iceman, Sargent, Iwasa, Stroll, De Vries, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Hulkenberg, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. And a warm welcome to Natalie Pinkham, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, can I get your take on Max Verstappen? As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to power unit component changes. It's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a much more aggressive approach today to make up for that compromised start.
Now on the grid for the Dutch GP, here we are going to just try and sort our fuel mix out just a wee bit. Try not to put it too low. But now going to the light, it is light sight and away we go. It's an okay start for me, but it's an absolutely incredible start for Iwasa. On our outside we are going to back out through turn 1, going to try and wrap around the outside for a couple drivers. We do stick in 13th position, but Iwasa is going to try and challenge us. We are going to go from the inside to the outside. We're going to go right round the outside of a couple of drivers. That's what I like to do at the start of every Dutch GP, and just try and get round as much drivers as we can through carousel. But now through that left-hander we do get past Esteban Ocon. It is a good overtake as we are up into 9th position from 13th, and it is a good start from us to get us up into the point on lap 1. But now we are going to try and chase down Esteban Ocon's teammate Pierre Gasly as we come round the left-hander now. Just trying to stick with him as much as we can down the straight now. Esteban Ocon is going to get a good run on the though. We go down into the long chicane, right left now as we go through almost that left-hander hairpin. But as we come round the right-hander now to one of the most banked turns, I'm pretty sure it is the most banked turn on the calendar, as we come down the main straight now to start lap 2 of this race. It's the yellow flags. Carlos Sainz just spun it. We are up into 8th position. We do set purple sector 1, as you can see there, but Carlos Sainz has had an absolute mare at the start of this race and has spun it and is now down in the bottom positions, and you can only imagine what he's been tangled up in to spin his car. But we do set a good lap. Esteban Ocon goes up our inside on lap 8 of this race. We are going to try and get DRS on though and pass him as we go down into the chicane. And I don't know if I have the pace to overtake him down the chicane. I'm not going to have the pace to overtake him down the chicane. I have to slow the car right down so I don't go right into the back of Esteban Ocon. But now on lap 9 of this race, we don't have the pace to overtake him on the main straight. But now pitting on lap 12. And it is a good turn in, 2.4 seconds, and finally for another race in a row we don't have any problems with the tyres. So the pit crew are obviously learning and adapting to the season and to be in F1 and what they need to do in F1. But there goes Fernando Alonso just trying to get round my outside We are on lap 17 of this race. We're on low, not low fuel mode, but we do have low fuel. Not enough to finish the race, so we are gonna have to have a bit of this race at the end where we have low fuel, but we are gonna try and pinch Fernando Alonso as much as we can to that inside line. Fernando Alonso is gonna back out. We do stick in 18th position, but we do rejoin the track in a pretty dangerous way, I do have to admit. Pierre Valtteri Bottas gets off our inside. We're going to deploy ERS. Can we try and go up the inside? No, we can't. Yes, we can. There's a wee bit of track limits there, I do have to admit, as I got caught up in the dirty air and turned out too fast. But we are on low fuel mode now as we come around the final turn. Is Kevin Magnussen going to get us? We are going to run down to the line. It's going to be a photo finish, and Kevin Magnussen is just going to get past us by a whisker. We do go down into 10th place, but again it's still points, and our points finish score goes and continues. Fernando Alonso gets driver of the day, and it was a good Dutch GP. It was a short Dutch GP, probably one of the shortest videos, but there is something you won't see that often this season, or but you might see it in our alternate F1 universe. Lewis Hamilton wins his first GP since Saudi Arabia 2021. Go on, Lewis. And that is Lewis won another race for Mercedes, and that total just keeps on going up and up and up. But now he does celebrate his win quite deservedly. Max finishes on the podium at his home race in third position, that is, and it is a 1-2 for Mercedes, and Toto Wolff and the factory back at Mercedes, the people at the factory for Mercedes are going to be happy after that race result. But it was a good race result for us as well, as we do get another points finish. It is only 1 point, but it is still points in the constructors, and hopefully that can leapfrog us up the positions in the standings. And our fight is definitely now, after a couple of races, I have to admit, our race, our season battle is definitely against the McLarens, and hopefully that can continue. Yuki Tsunoda does look pretty strong in that pass, not as strong as he did look in the AlphaTauri though, as he's down into 17th after starting 12th. Excuse me for yawning. But apart from that, it was a good race. Esteban Ocon did get the better of us though in the rivalry. But now looking at some of the engines, we are going to take some engine penalties going into Monza, which is the next race. And Monza is more all about speed, so I kind of want to get the engine side of things all dealt with and ready to go for Monza, so I don't have to stress almost about where we're going to qualify, because we already know we're going to be right at the back with our engine penalties. But I do hope you enjoyed that episode of our My Team Career mode for the Dutch GP round. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, round 14. But all I'm going to ask you to do is make sure you tune in for the next video for Monza, like and subscribe, comment down below because it helps with all the YouTube algorithm stuff, and I will see you next time for episode 10 and round 15 of That's My Team.